Blessed risings, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show. And today, on this episode of Hold the Mayo, we will be discussing pressures grow on Harvard President Claudine Gay after Penn's Liz Magill resignation. All right, if you don't know, this is about them going in front of the council, this Republican council, and giving a testimony. It's the committee or what have you, House committee. And she was talking about Jewish people, all of them, some other ones too. Listen, they wasn't specifically, it's been cracking on their campus and people speaking out, period. That's it. That's what happened. To me, that's in my opinion. We're going to read it, but that's what I understood it to be. And so, like, none of these campuses had no anti-black racism. And they ain't made not near a president step down, not near a professor step down, not near a student kicked out. But I digress. Now that Liz Magill has stepped down as president of the University of Pennsylvania, the spotlight has turned to her counterpart from Harvard University, Claudine Gay. One down, two to go. Republican Rep. Elise Stefanik of New York wrote on Twitter, on X, formerly known as Twitter, with the two being a reference to Gay and MIT President Sally Kornbluth. In the case of Harvard, President Gay was asked by me 17 times whether calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard's code of conduct. She spoke her truth 17 times and the world heard. Stefanik serves on the House Committee of Education and the Workforce, which called on Magill, Gay, and Kornbluth last Tuesday to testify about the responses to alleged incidents of anti-Semitism on their campuses in the wake of the Israel-Hamas war. Listen, they ain't even got nothing to do with us over here. What is you talking about? If they didn't make no personal statements, what's the problem? There's anti-black racism on all of these campuses, and you don't say nothing. You ain't put together no House committee. It ain't been in front of no House Committee of Education and the Workforce. And don't even say workforce. When I didn't even know about this committee. Anybody else in the black community, in the FBA community, no tethers, we don't need you to respond. You're not the black community. Did you know there was a committee on education in the workforce and you got Republicans on it talking about there's some racism going on, that anti-Semitism. You got too much anti-Semitism going on now. It's on your campus. What you gonna do about it? You ain't do nothing fast enough now. Like the war, like this war ain't been going on for a million years, but you must be talking about the in the wake of the Israel-Hamas war. So that just was recently, right? Right? We talking about the recent, right? So if we talking about that, you talking about not that it within months. You didn't do nothing. But it's been years of anti-black racism on your campuses and you've done nothing. All three gave widely criticized testimony in which they failed to condemn calls for the genocide of Jews as explicit against campus harassment and bullying codes. But where are all of these campus harassment and bullying codes when it comes to anti-black racism? I've never heard of all these codes that you have. The code for the code and the harassment and the bullying codes. And I mean, you're getting right to the business. We can't have this. It's unacceptable. We can't have Jewish people feeling any less than the top tier. We can't have it. We can't be running around with spoiled kosher mayo. Can't happen. It continues. On Friday, a bipartisan group of lawmakers, what you mean like all together? You mean like two wings on the one bird flapping in unison? Super Saiyan on code together? Huh. Against you, black people? Is that what we? Now this is a deeper. Now hold on. I'm gonna go deep on you, but I ain't gonna really touch on the subject, but I'm gonna put something out there. What if I told you, tinfoil kufi style, that the original Jew was black? You go check that out for yourself. Remember, over here, we ain't trying to tell you what to think. We trying to show you how to think. Shout out J Lava. Hello, McFlizzle. That's what we trying to do. I'm not trying to give you the answers. We're trying to show you how to get the answers. So that bipartisan group all together means Republicans and Democrats all together agreed. They came together. Now, when when it's reparations, no, we hold on. We need the committee. We need the advisory board. We have to research this now. We agree that it needs research, but we can't agree that we have all this campus harassment and bullying codes. We can't agree on the committee of education and workforce when it comes to anti-black racism. No. We can't agree. But for this, we're all in it together. Right? And so they sent a letter to the governing boards. I mean, they went straight to the top of Harvard, Penn, and MIT. And they urged them to remove the university leaders. Never happened for anti black racism. It's never happened. Meanwhile, hundreds of faculty members have signed a petition in support of gay. Right. Because this is unheard of. This is unheard of. Anti-black racism has been running rampant on these three campuses since forever. And as soon as, hold on, they didn't even personally say nothing egregious against said Jewish people. They didn't even say nothing. They just didn't hop and skip and fetch fast enough for the powers that be. They came to, hold on, they can't come together on an American budget. They can't come together on abortion. They can't come together on crime bills unless it's against black people. But reparations, no. We come together, no. The economy, no. We can't come together on that. But you say anything about the Jewish people, if they feel unsafe for 1 millisecond, there's a problem. And heads will roll. Gay has since apologized for her remarks. What you say? You was on testimony, P. What is you talking about? So you didn't say it how you thought they should say it, and now I'm sorry is what she said in an interview with the Harvard Crimson on Thursday. Words matter. Yeah, anti-black racism matters too, that no one does nothing about on these various campuses. I got caught up in what had become at that point an extended combative exchange about policies and procedures. Gay told the student newspaper, you were standing up for what you believed in. Now you're backtracking like a little batch. What I should have had the presence of mind to do in that moment was return to my guiding truth, which is that calls for violence against our Jewish community, threats to our Jewish students have no place at Harvard and will never go unchallenged. What about anti-black racism? Can that go? Can we do something about that? No, on your campus? Okay. But some major donors remain unmoved, particularly Bill Ackman, a billionaire hedge fund CEO who has been among Gay's most vocal critics. Is you Jewish, Bill Ackman? I'm just saying, is you Jewish? As a result of President Gay's failures to enforce Harvard's own rules, Jewish students, faculty, and others are fearful for their own safety as even the physical abuse of students remains unpunished. Yeah, right. What y'all want to have happen is somebody get arrested, lose their scholarship, kicked off a campus, um, a felony, so they can't even go to school no more. You want to ruin people's lives. Like I said, heads must roll. But anti-black racism, oh no, they just say, what was the context in the N-word when they used it? Was they listening to music at the time? Did they buy the new Jeezy album? Was they listening to Cardi B? Is that what happened? And then you happen to hear singing a song, and that's what they were just singing a song. Well, they was just singing a Jewish song, and that's what happened. They just singing a song. That's it. Bill Ackman continues in an open letter to Harvard's governing board Sunday, knowing that what we know, would Harvard consider Claudine Gay for the position? The answer is definitely no. With this simple thought experiment, the board's decision on President Gay could be not more straightforward. Harvard is one of the several academic institutions to come under fire in recent months over alleged anti-Semitism on campuses following the terror attacks by Hamas on October 7th. So you saying October 7th to December. So you had 2 months of maybe anti. Go back to where you came from. I just, how's that racist? That's not racist for black people no more. If you say go back to where you came from, that means nothing now. Where they would just, where's you from, Africa then? Well, then why does it matter then? What's the big deal? It's just kids being kids, boys being boys, right? Right? Remember when the Mayo boys came in the basketball court and shot it up with the pellets, the little gel pellet balls, and then they got beat down, and then y'all trying to charge the little young brothers and ruin their life, right? Right? Because boys will be boys. That didn't. You shouldn't have did that to them. They were just playing, even though you didn't know they was just playing, but they were just playing. Why ain't that the same with this? Harvard is also among 14 colleges under investigation by the Department of Education since the attacks. But man, I'm done with this. You done investigated 14 colleges for anti-Semitism, fam, for anti-Semitism, and you're being investigated by the Department of Education since the attacks for discrimination involving shared ancestry, an umbrella term that covers both Islamophobia and anti-Semitism. What are y'all? Where is the anti-black racism protections? Where is the investigations? I mean, October 7th to now, you got 14 colleges. I mean, right to it. So you don't have to wait. So you don't have to jump through no hoops. There is no red tape. You just get right to it, huh? Wow. Wow. That is deep. Wow. Y'all want to go read the rest of that? Go ahead. I'm not filling my head with no more of this garbage. Just continuing to tell you how your anti-black racism doesn't matter, and how as soon as Jewish people get any snifferings of suffering, which you didn't even get. I did just nothing happened. They get right to it. The oppressors, they be belittling and denying the Jewish experience. What? Come on, man. I'm done with this. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being off code. Gonna leave you with 4 words as we always do around this time. Subscribe for the vibe. Like for the spike, comment your vomit, and share if you dare. If you care about getting Black empowerment everywhere, we're on all the platforms. We're on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, and you already know we're definitely on Spotify on the go when you need the news. We got it. It's the latest breaking. We got all the updated news on Spotify. Get it there first. If you want that VIP experience, we are on Patreon. KeepItPraw.com. Memberships as little as $5. Applesauce to a boss. Love, peace, blessings, in Maloha. Gotta go ha for show ha. You already know ha. Big Brother Light Bright Supreme Almighty signing off.